how are you doing? Welcome to my everything I watched in June. I'm already gonna warn you, June was a bit of a rough month for me, just mentally. I don't know, I was not in a bad place, but also wasn't a good place. I almost exclusively did rewatches this month, so be aware of that. That's just kind of the headspace I was in. Anyway, I don't also have a whole lot to talk about, but of course we're going through my seasons watched, my currently watching, and my movies watched. Timestamps for each of the description, like each of the categories will be in the description, and then let's just get going. Starting off with my seasons watched, the first season that I finished this month is Wizards Beyond Waverly Place season 1, which I gave 4 stars to. If you've been around the past couple months, you know that we got this late where I live, and I've been very patiently awaiting every week's episode release, and we finally reached the ending, and I have to say I really enjoyed this. I was obsessed with Wizards of Waverly Place as a kid, and I recently rewatched it as an adult and still think it holds up. It's so good, so I was very excited for this reboot, and honestly I really like it. It's not up to the same standards as the original in my opinion, but also, to be fair, the main characters in the show are younger than Justin and Alex were in Wizards of Waverly. I feel like they are supposed to be the same age as Max was in season 1, so the show reads a little younger than Wizards of Waverly Place did, but if you keep that in mind, it's honestly a really fun time. I also think they do a great job at kind of continuing on the legacy of the original show, especially when it comes to the legacy characters. Of course, Justin is there constantly and he's amazing, like he never left. But we have Alex and then Jerry and Teresa show up as well this season, of course, and they were such a delight. Again, like they level up. But even episodes that didn't have old characters in them were really fun. I really like the new cast of characters, and I love it. This also has a bit of a fun family aspect to it with Billy, because obviously the Russos as a family are like a very big important deal within the original show and the Power family. So to also have that, but then also have this person with like blood related is not related in the mix is so good. The only complaint I really have about the show is that this is much more lore heavy than the original show, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because Wizards of Waverly Place never took its lore seriously, and this show definitely is, but the issue is that it's so inconsistent with Wizards of Waverly Place lore. Then next we have Milo season 2, 4 out of 5 stars. It finally ended. You guessed it. It has been going on for so long, which I think is like my main issue with this series, is that this season was way too long. I feel like there was just too much going on. I can barely even remember where we started off this season because it was just so long and so much happened. Like, this is a daily show. This is a Monday to Thursday show every day, so except the weekend obviously. So we got a lot of episodes, and I do have to say I do think somewhere within the season it definitely hit peak, but then, and that might be obvious from like my reviews over the months, lately we've been going very much downhill, and I don't know what we're doing. I feel like we've gotten off the tracks a little bit. Then we have It Has on the Risk season 3, which was a rewatch, and I give 3 out of 5 stars to. This is disappointing, I do have to say, but I think this season is a bit of a mess. Season 1 and 2 I fucking love. I still do. They hold up so well, and honestly I still really enjoyed this season. I do have to say that, but I just think that in an attempt to go bigger and better, it becomes so messy and convoluted at times, and there are things going on and I'm like, huh? Like, I complimented season 2 for introducing paranormal elements, which season 1 wasn't paranormal at all. So in season 2 introduced like ghosts and stuff like that, and it does it in a way that feels authentic to the world that we already established. And then this season was like, but what if we go bigger? And then it felt very unrealistic within the world. And it's like, what are we doing? Then next we have FC the Computer season 5, which was a rewatch. I give 5 stars to. This, as you might know if you've been around here, FC the Computer is just on reruns on TV every Saturday, except now for summer break it's every day, only not on Sunday. So we're gonna go through these episodes, through these seasons a bit faster. But season 5, Sublime, peak. I always think it's so funny because when it comes to FC the Computer, most people have like their favorite seasons, like their block of seasons, but like this is the first time I'm fully like keeping track of things. Like, I have my favorite episodes obviously, but it's like the first time I'm ever like rewatching it and kind of like keeping track of seasons and what episode belongs in what season basically. And that made me realize season 5 is banner after banner after banner after banner. Like, each episode this season is iconic in its own right. Like, it's such a good season. Then next we have It Has on the Risk season 4, a rewatch, again 3 stars. This is the shortest season of them all. This was only, technically it's only half a season if you count it that way, because it has half the amount of episodes as the other does. And it's fine. I like the mystery in this one. I do. Although I do have to say that when it comes to the solving of it, at times they come across things that they also came across in like season 1 and 2, and they solved without any difficulty. Of they have like something against them, and in season 1 and 2 they had very similar situation and they circumvented that very easily, and then in this they just don't, and it makes them look so stupid. And I think where this season fails for me is kind of like the personal storylines, because it very much is like these characters are doing the mystery and then these characters are doing the personal storyline, so the balance is all off center. But like the characters that get these personal storylines, oh, I don't like it. The only one I like is Mick and Robbie, but like the new characters introduced this season would carry a lot of like the personal storylines in this one. Insufferable. I've always hated them. Like, that's the main thing I remember from this season, because I barely remembered this season. I remembered the finale, and I remembered just how insufferable these characters and how much I've always hated them. Still stand. Let's go to my currently watching. So these are shows that I watch at least one episode of in the month of June. So it's not like a complete list of like every show that I'm technically in the middle of right now, but I need to have made progress with it at least in June. So let's start off with the shows that I'm technically caught up on, and that's Ironheart season 1. By the time you're watching this, the last 3 episodes of Ironheart have dropped, but by the time I'm filming this, it has not. I really love this show. I'm having so much fun with this. I do think the release schedule is a pain, but why are you doing 3 episodes one week, 3 episodes the next? Does not make sense to me. But I am having such a blast with the show. I love Riri as a main character. I really kind of like the setup for kind of like the antagonist within this as well, and then the focus on anxiety and grief are really well done as well, in my opinion. I'm really liking it. And then of course you have Taskmaster series 19. Only the final episode has to be out. I'm gonna hate to see this one go, because this season has been so good. I think this might surpass season 7 as my favorite, because it's been such a delight. You don't want to see me laughing while I'm watching an episode, because it's a bit ridiculous because I'm laughing so loud, but it's because it's so funny. It's so good. And then we have only 2 other shows. We have Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 5. I'm having fun with this. I haven't actually seen that much this month, so I'm not going to say too much, but there is a recent development that I'm obsessed with. And then we have City Computer season 6, not a rewatch. Like I said, we've moved to daily now, so this will probably go faster, but I think so we'll move a bit faster through these, but I enjoy the show. We are moving into the movies that I watched in the month of June. Starting off with Black Friday, which 2020 is a rewatch, and I give 2 to 5 stars to. Last month I watched the guy who didn't like musicals, so of course I had to continue it on with the Hatchville trilogy. In case you don't know what the Hatchville trilogy is, it is a trilogy of musicals from this theater group called Starkid, who I adore. And they're all kind of like set in the same universe, except not. It's like multiversal, but it's complex to get into. But Black Friday is the second one in the trilogy and my least favorite, and this is my 3rd time watching it, and it took until this time to fully figure out why. And that's also because I for the first time watched all of the Night My Time shorts that also are set in this world. I had previously seen a couple, but this time around I watched all of them. So then watching Black Friday, I'm like, oh, this is the reason why I wasn't a big fan of this, is because so much of this is so underexplained, and now knowing a lot of like the backstory that we, around these characters and stuff like that, and different lore pieces from the short stories, knowing all of that, a lot more things in this make sense. But like, considering this came out before Night My Time was even a thing, criminal. And on top of that, I feel like there are moments within this musical where it's just like incredible, and then other moments where like, okay, this is first draft. Like, we're still working on this, except that's not the case. This is a finished product. Then I have Naughty Poetsmith's Die, which 2023 was a rewatch, and I gave 5 stars to. I was absolutely baffled to see that I originally gave it 4 stars, and in my review for it the first time I said it was hard to get into. And this time I was like, bitch, where? Like, right from the first note, this is incredible. What are you talking about? It is so funny. It is more like a slasher, which is so much fun. It's so well executed, and even just like the acting for Grace Chastity and Max deserves like all the awards, like all the praise. And I'm not even talking about all the other incredible things within this, because everyone in this is fantastic. The music in this is fantastic. The story is great. It actually goes way more into lore than you'd expect. And then of course I kept on the stalker train and I watched a Harry Potter musical, which came out in 2009, which I guess I rewatched and gave it 5 stars too. Obligatory just to say fuck J.K. Rowling, fuck the transphobe, put no money towards actual Harry Potter. Go watch this instead. You're actually supporting a independent theater group who is queer supportive. So there you go. And this is what started it all. And honestly, I have to say, rewatching this was motivated by Darren Criss winning a Tony, because what else are you gonna do to celebrate that? Watch this. And honestly, it's so good. It's so funny. There's definitely parts of this that are dated. Like, it was made by college kids in 2009. Like, obviously it's gotta have elements that are dated, but it's such a blast. And honestly, it's the story of Harry Potter done better than the J.K. Rowling ever could. I'm not just saying that because she turned out to be a transphobe. I'm saying that because it's the actual truth. Then next I watched The Muppets, which came out in 2011. It's another rewatch that I gave out of 5 stars too. I've never been to Disney, but yet Disney shutting down like the whole Muppets area in either Disneyland or Disney World in the US. I don't even remember which park it's in. And everyone just being emo about that, and just Muppets in general on my feed also had me getting emo about the Muppets. So I rewatched this movie, Peak Cinema. It is so good. I do have a bias towards the Muppets because I grew up adoring the Muppets. Like, one of my first obsessions in life is the Muppets. It is such a sentimental movie as well. It's so good. And yeah, I still fucking love it. I will never not love it. Then next I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, which came out in 2025, and I gave it 5 stars too. This, I have to say, I saw a lot on my feed and I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. Sometimes peer pressure gets to me like that, except it's not peer pressure. And then I watched it and I had a delightful time. I'm not a K-pop fan, I have nothing against it, but it's like a world I've never gotten into. It's very intimidating, that world. Like, it's intense. So I stayed clear from it a little bit. And I was a bit nervous that I might not get certain parts, and I'm sure that nuance-wise I might have missed some stuff. But overall, I feel like you don't need to be a K-pop fan to enjoy this. This was just a really fun time with banner music, great heart to it. I have to say that there are some elements that could have been developed a bit more, which is why this is a 4 out of 5. But it's such a banner movie and I love the animation to it, and I have not stopped thinking about this ever since I watched it. So there's that. And then lastly, for the movies that I watched this month, I have Katrien het lied van de Zeemermin, which came out in 2024 and is a rewatch, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars. This came out in December and it's a very summery movie, so of course I had to watch it during the heat wave, and honestly, it gives all the summer vibes. It's still so good. I'm really, really glad I decided to rewatch it. It's so fun, especially now I'm more familiar with the music, because he also did a lot of music on tour. It was kind of like a lot of fun to see that. It's really funny. I love just the look of the mermaids so much, and it has great heart to it as well. The focus on friendship. I mean, every other movie is focused on friendship, but especially in this one I feel like it's done so well. And the Belegdanzala sequence will forever make me cry. You Can't Change My Mind. It's so emotional and so well done. So yeah, love this. Yay. There you go. That is everything I have for you for the month of June. Like I said, a lot of rewatches. But I still hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of any of these shows and movies if you watched them, as well as some of the favorite things you watched this month, and then hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.